I love football. I cannot get enough of football. I watch it on every level.
The emotional release. Whether it's an exciting play that gets you all jacked up and juiced, or whether it's the fact that you're able to pour everything you have. Whatever frustration you had that week, you can put into that first kickoff coverage, that first block that you have, whatever it might be.
And I couldn't think of anything better to do to fill that void that you have as a football player than to get into coaching.
You get a chance to release a lot of emotion that you otherwise have no place to release. There's nothing else like that.
Again, the relationships you build and the people you're around and watching the guys compete, not just on the football field, but in life after they get done playing. It's just an amazing game.
And don't forget to check out and order your copy of our latest book, Stiff Arming Football Myths. You can find this available in both paperback and PDF form on our website at footballgameplan.com/books. The Vikings found their quarterback of the future last year in Teddy Bridgewater. The second-year QB didn't embarrass himself as a rookie while proving to be every bit of the talent he was at Louisville. Minnesota is set at this position for a very long time as he'll continue to get better and better year after year. Sean Hill is the veteran backup, but keep an eye on undrafted rookie free agent Taylor Heineke out of Old Dominion, as he's an athletic guy with upside. Getting Adrian Peterson back is just what the doctor ordered. Peterson should play like a man possessed, and his return immediately upgrades the Vikings offense. He'll obviously see the bulk of the carries this year, and that'll allow both Matt Asiata and Jerick McKinnon to go back to more suitable complementary roles, along with fullback Zach Lyon, who in my opinion can be a single back short yardage guy if need be. The potential is definitely here for a pretty explosive receiving core for Minnesota. In my opinion, Cordero Patterson is still the best threat in this group with the ball in his hands. Short, intermediate, or deep, he can definitely get it done. The task is getting him more in sync with the offense this season. Free agent signee Mike Wallace brings good vertical speed and should benefit more by playing with an accurate quarterback this year. Jarius Wright has settled in nicely as a dependable number 3 option, and Charles Johnson definitely made the most of his opportunity last year, finishing 3rd on the team in receiving. I'm a big fan of rookie 5th-round pick Stephon Diggs out of Maryland, and Diggs is your ideal flanker, but is also versatile enough to be moved around a formation, even seeing some time in the backfield. I also like Adam Thielen as well, who's solid on special teams. Getting tight end Kyle Rudolph back at 100% is a huge boost to this offense. Rudolph is a difference maker and is your classic tight end, able to excel on both ends, both blocking and receiving. Good dependable number 2 option in Rhett Ellison, and rookie 6th-round pick Michael Pruitt out of Southern Illinois is a good flex guy with very good hands, giving the Vikings a strong 3 tight end group. This is a unit that has to improve. Now, they were not terrible, but definitely could have been better, and a lot of their issues were because of injury. The Vikings brought in 3 rookies in the draft: TJ Clements from Pitt, Tyrus Thompson out of Oklahoma, and Austin Shepard from Alabama. All 3 guys are versatile enough to play both guard and tackle. Clements was an absolute steal and could start at right guard. Matt Khalil is healthy now and is looking to put last year behind him, and I think you'll see a much better output from him this season. Right tackle Phil Lodeholt is another one returning from injury and is looking to regain the form in 2015. The Vikings are strong on the interior with guard Brandon Fusco and center John Sullivan. Fusco is coming back from a pectoral injury, and Sullivan will probably make All-Pro this season. Good depth here with John Berger, David Yankee out of Stanford, and Zach Karen as well at center. Health permitting, I think this will be a much improved group for Minnesota.
Life is a wild ride. From the beginning, you're told you're special, you're the best, that no one is better than you. But as you get older, you realize that it gets tougher, and those things you were told as a youngster may not be all factual or remain true. You start to take losses, some big, some small, some hurt more than others, but losses nonetheless. However, you do win sometimes, and if you're lucky, you win a lot. You savor some victories more so than others, but you love that feeling, that adulation, that fanfare that comes with it. So you try to figure out how you can keep that feeling going. And you come to the conclusion that it's through hard work. through commitment and dedication. So when you find yourself with an insurmountable task or a potential situation that may look too tough to where you can't see a win coming from it, you then go back to all of those nice and positive things you were told as a kid, as a teen, as an adult that has given you confidence. You then look back at all the preparation and hard work you put into this upcoming test, and you realize you can accomplish any obstacle that's put in front of you. Those are the life lessons I've learned, and those are the things that football has taught me.
Good defensive line here for the Vikings, and a bit underrated as well. Starting inside with Sharif Floyd and Linval Joseph, both guys are able to win with both quickness and power. Big fan of Tom Johnson, who had 6.5 sacks last season, and he can also play end if need be, and Shamar Stephen provided some quality depth as a rookie last year. Defensive end Everson Griffin led the squad in sacks last season with 12, and the hope is that second-year man Scott Crichton out of Oregon State starts to turn it on this year, as Brian Robeson is at the point of his career where production may slide. Now, don't get me wrong, Robeson is still solid, but Crichton is the heir apparent at the position. Rookies Danielle Hunter and B.J. DeBose will provide depth off the bench. I really like the linebacking core for Minnesota. Second-year player Anthony Barr started to make big strides toward the end of the season, and he's going to be a star for this team for a very long time. Chad Greenway's ability in pass defense and overall instincts makes him a mainstay in Minnesota. You can see why he was a first-round pick 10 years ago. Just keep him away from the strong side, and he'll be more effective versus the run. And I've always been a big fan of Audie Cole at linebacker. Cole can play any of the three backer positions equally as effective. In the second round, the Vikings drafted Eric Kendricks out of UCLA, and Kendricks is a solid Mike backer that's slated to start as a rookie, pairing him once again with his former Bruin teammate Anthony Barr. Very good depth here with Gerald Hodges, who can also spot start if need be, and third-year vet Michael Mauti out of Penn State, who excels on special teams. Rookie seventh-round pick Edmund Robinson is an excellent D2 prospect out of Newberry that'll have to make his mark early on special teams. Minnesota has definitely gotten better over the years in the secondary. Both safety Harrison Smith and cornerback Xavier Rhodes are cornerstone players. Smith led the team last year with 5 interceptions and is one of the better safeties in the game. Rhodes has blossomed into an excellent press corner, by the way, and the team added the wily vet Terrence Newman in free agency and drafted Trey Waynes out of Michigan State in the first round to be the heir apparent to Newman at the other cornerback spot. Captain Munderland and Josh Robinson provide depth in the slot nickel role, and keep an eye on undrafted free agent Justin Coleman out of Tennessee, and in my opinion, he plays a lot like Munderland and has a good chance to stick. Robert Blanton was okay at the safety spot, but will likely be pushed by second-year man Antoine Exum out of Virginia Tech. Exum has good matchup capabilities as well versus tight ends, receivers, and some running backs. I also like undrafted free agent Anthony Harris out of Virginia, who can excel as a third safety alley defender. Punting is more of a concern than the kicking department here for Minnesota, as the team would like for Jeff Locke to be much more consistent. Blair Walsh is still a long-distance threat in the kicking game and is a legit offensive weapon. In the return department, Cordero Patterson is one of the most dangerous returners in the league, but I would also expect rookie Stephon Diggs to challenge Marcus Sherrills for punt return duties. I have the Vikings finishing second in the NFC North. Getting Adrian Peterson back with an improving Teddy Bridgewater will give Minnesota the offensive balance they'll need to compete. Defensively, I think they're ready right now to do their part, which I believe could land them in the playoffs this season. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Viking fan forums for always showing football game plan support.